Here are my responses and reactions to our first set of readings for the emerging topics class for INLS 697. Um, I think the biggest thing that struck me, and a couple other people also mentioned this, um, is the idea of the global brain that Mr. O'Reilly talks about. Also, Mr. Wells does as well. And I feel like it's really elitist. I feel like it really ignores the problem of poverty. I feel like it ignores the kind of lack of connectivity that we see in big parts of the world, specifically on the African continent, and again with the very, very poor. I think it also ignores the fact that you know in Africa they don't use the internet, especially the way that we do. They really rely a lot more on SMS text messaging, um, and I think to kind of um, push the internet that way. It's very Western focused. It's very almost jingoistic, and this is the way that we are doing it, and this will be right, and this is what everyone must do for this global brain. Um, and then kind of building on that, it really bothered me when Mr. O'Reilly was talking about, okay, well, we're doing these things and they are good, but what if someone wants to do something that is evil? Who's defining this good and evil? Who is defining these morals? Every culture, every set of people, every person has a different working definition of what is good and what is evil and what is moral and what is immoral. And who are we, or who is Tim O'Reilly, or who is whoever to decide that this is good and this is bad? Um, and that really stuck with me, because I think the notion of kind of good and evil and moral and immoral are fine and well, but I think that it's kind of culturally insensitive to assume that we would have the same definitions for this good and evil. Um, so now that I've kind of babbled on about that, my big predictions for 2013, I don't think that they're really that big or that shocking. But in the last week, I've had no less than like 10 people talk to me about Google Plus and the Google Hangouts, how amazing they are. So I think honestly, this is going to be the year where Google Plus finally starts to stick. Um, it's kind of been there; no one really uses it, but just given the number of people who have talked to me about it recently, I think this is going to be the year of Google Plus. Um, I also think that we're going to see Square, which is the little app that goes in your iPhone, that lets you pay with your credit card at the food truck or walk into Starbucks and not have to pull out a credit card to pay for your latte. I think we're actually going to see that in a lot more places, um, other than food trucks and Starbucks. And I think both of them, but both Google Plus and Square, um, kind of demonstrate we want things to be easy. We want to interact with humans, and we want to do it on our own terms, and we want to use technology to aid that. And I think that's what we're going to be really seeing in 2013.